Ooh, okay then.
ゴンはついにターゲットを完璧に捉える技を身に
Hold your horses now. Easier said than done, of course.
手が血だらけ。この2日間ずっと竿を振りっぱなしだったからな。でもおかげで獲物めがけて飛んでくる鳥なら100発100中で捕らえることができるようになったよ。
Birds is one thing, Hisoka is another.
きっとヒソカのプレートも奪える。とにかく勘を頼りに歩き回ってみるしかないな。
Okay, something going on here.
なんだ？なんで俺の周りに？
Yeah, they came to him. Whoa. Most interesting.
血の匂いに惹かれてるんだ。
That's gotta be Hisoka. Ah, he remembers that Hisoka was cut.
ヒソカ、プレート取ったか。
いいや
And he hasn't patched it up on purpose, right?
どうせ獲物が誰かわからないんだろ。教え
Sniper.
てやろうか。
いや、いいよ。適当に3人狩るから。
Yeah, he doesn't really need to care about his specific target, does he? Yo. Okay, gone.
確かヒソカは
That's a great
塔
shot.
で怪我をしてた。うまくいけばヒソカにたどり着けるかもしれない。
And Hisoka might know that. And he's hoping that Gon is able to use this, most likely. Okay. Someone else. But keep on it, keep on it.
こないだ弓でやられてた人だ。また来年頑張ってね。
That's cool, man. He put him against the tree there. Nice. I love this segment of the score, of this specific score. Oh, is this it? Think it is.
いた。
Oh. Oh. Look at this. Oh, that's a great shot. That's a thumbnail shot. He's sitting out there on purpose, you know.
落ち着け。
Everything's by design.
落ち着け。
Hisoka really gets him going as well, doesn't he? Nice.
あとは待つ。
Okay. The homie Leorio.
誰とも会わね
They're not trying to be seen.
誰だちょっと待った
Of
俺
course.
だよ俺トンパ
Has he been tracking Leorio?
待て待て
え。証拠見せろ。
おうほら246番
Tonpa.
ポンズか
I was just gonna ask, does he know these numbers?
わかんねえのか
あ、いや、わからないというか。
Oh no.
教えてやろうか
何？
ただし交換条件があ
Rations.
るどうやら木の実に当たったらしくてな
Look, fix me up.
立っているのが精一杯なんだお前さん医者志望なんだろ
ああ、わかった。ここで漏らすなよ。
Choto mate.
ありがてえ
Hey.
情報が先だ。
わかったよポンズってのは女の受験者だ
Oh.
女？
俺が
Oh,
知
it's
る限り4次試験まで残った
it's the cute lady I saw.
25人が武器として何かしら薬品の類を使うポンズもその一人だ
Ooh. Looks can be deceiving though, of course.
町一辺倒だ
町？
罠を仕掛けて相手がかかるのをじっと待つ方法さ
It's a legitimate strategy. Maybe she actually poisoned the nuts that he had.
オッケ
Oh, it's the monkey guy. Ah, damn it. Oh no, not monkey dong.
やはりプレートはカバンの中か。
He's quite the actor.
その通り。
じゃ、さっき見せた札は
あれは俺のターゲットだ。トンパのはこれ。
というわけだ。おのれやれやれ。少しは学習しろよ、ルーキーさんよ。
He's not wrong.
騙される方が悪いのさ。それに
He's a great actor. Got me as well, actually.
後半は賛成だが前半は許せん。騙す方が悪いに決まっている。レオリオ、私と組まないか。
Tunba. You had it coming, my guy. Nice. He'll get it back. Yeah. Krapika's on the case as well now. Hey.
よし。
16番と118番のプレートも手に入れた。
お前のターゲットがトンパだっただな。おかげで助かったぜ。
礼には及ばない。お前が背後から攻撃された時、トンパに悟られないよう私も黙っていたからな。
なんね。
まあそれはあの程度の不意打ちを避けられないようでは手を組む価値なしと判断したためだが、ギリギリ合格と言っていいだろう。
何様だよお前は。
もう一枚の118番はお互いに1点にしかならないが、
でも何かの時に使えるかもな。尾行に気をつけろよ。
お前に言われたくないの。
はいはい、そうでしたね。
Okay, let's check it on Gon. Ooh, look at the shift in color. Hey, never mind. He's being watched.
試験開始からずっとつけてきてるけどバレバレなんだよ。
Yeah, of course.
出てこいよ。遊ぼうぜ。
It's one of the brothers. Hisoka knows Gon is around, of course.
いるんだろ。
気づかれてた。
来ない。
I mean, not physically, perhaps,
こっ
but
ちから行こうかな。
ダメか。こうなったら
hold on, hold on, hold on.
一か
Hold
八か
strong. There could be others. Speak of the devil.
いつの間に。
Ooh, interesting.
手合わせ願おう。
死ぬよ。
See, this is more so to challenge himself, right?
絶対にチャンスは来る。
And he purposely left it on the outside. Bit of a sparring session. Oh, great shot.
なんでヒソカは反撃しないんだ。
Oh, look at the desperation in his face. He doesn't need to fight back.
人がなぜだ。なぜ攻撃してこない。
このまま避けてれば君は勝手に死ぬからね。そのおびただしい数の高血腸が君の傷の深さを物語っている。最後まで戦士たろうとする心意気はわかるけど。
Okay, that makes sense.
貴様、そこまで理解していながら、それでもなお私と戦ってはくれるというのか。
死人に興味ないんだ。
何？
君はもう死んでいるよ。目が。
Yeah, that look of desperation as he's lunging and swinging at Hisoka. Oh, it's the guy. His friend, his associate. Jeez.
どうせこいつに死にゆく私の最後の願いをとか泣き疲れたんだろ。
だってさ、かわいそうだったから。
どうでもいい敵に情けをかけるのやめなよ。
密かだってたまにやるだろ。相手にとどめを刺さないで。
Yeah, sure. Sure has.
僕はちゃんと相手を選ぶよ。どうでもいいやつに興味はない。今殺しちゃもったいない人だけ生かすわけ。
Yep.
そのプレートは
ああ、先にもらった。これで俺は6点になったからこっちはいらないや。あげるよ。
Just needs to get 3 more?
これ誰の
俺を銃で狙ってたやつのプレート。
Oh, it's a guy.
こいつムカついたからすぐ。
He sniped him before he could snipe him. I mean, you still could have sniped him. Whoa. Oh my god. Shapeshifter.
何度見ても面白い。
やってる方は結構辛いんだよね。
Hey.
すっきりした。
Okay.
じゃ、俺リミットの日まで寝るから頑張ってね。
Love that. It's a beautiful looking episode. It really is. Some beautiful frames. The color design itself as well, you know? Really quite unique.
そろそろ狩ろうかな。
The hunt is on.
今度こそ
Oh. Ah. Oh no. Oh yes.
クラピカとレオリオを狙うヒソカ。そのヒソカのプレートを狙
Yeah,
う
it
と
makes it quite personal.
予備試験タイムリミットまであと4日。
That's the shot. Okay, so yeah, you know, it's shaping up to be quite the reunion, right? You know, because Hisoka's got his sights set on Kurapika and Leorio. Now, of course, you know, Kurapika ran and didn't really engage the last time, but you know, he certainly knows all about Leorio. I mean, Leorio essentially passed Hisoka's personal test. Just having that stamp of approval is, I don't know, it's really quite impressive, I'd say, for Leorio, right? Who's clearly, you know, perhaps not as gifted, you know, not as gifted as perhaps Gon or Killua or Kurapika, but he makes up for it. I do think he makes up for it in other ways. But yeah, you know, he's targeting these two for the final 2 points. Initially, I thought he needs 3 more points, but no, he's got 3 points because of his own tag, and then of course his buddy, who essentially almost is really quite similar to Hisoka, right? He's quite the scene stealer himself. I say he, but I'm not even sure yet. I mean, I was about to describe them as handsome, right? So, I mean, the fact that I think that it is a male, that is my first instinct. Perhaps I'll stick to that for now until I've been given more information. But yeah, you know, certainly quite handsome. I mean, that's clear to see, I think. And yeah, you see those eyes, really, really quite dead, aren't they? Yet he is also capable of being kind, right? A certain kind of kind, I suppose, as he does let the stash guy go after Hisoka in an attempt to perhaps have a dignified end to his life, right? But you see that Hisoka is not open to that at all. He shuts it down. He simply refused to deal him a dignified death, a noble death in battle. He did not even engage. And you see that really frustrates the other guy, really does, right? Because he knows he doesn't have much time left. And he really, truly just wants to go out in this manner, you know, the warrior spirit, right? So, you know, on one end, it's a little bit surprising given the fact that Hisoka can respect it, right? The spirit, the warrior spirit, the fighting spirit. Yet he also felt that, okay, you know, it's essentially a waste of his time to focus on this person because he's on the way out. But yeah, Hisoka made it really quite clear that he has no interest in the dead. And that, you know, you, my friend, are already dead, essentially. It's in the eyes, right? It's only a matter of time at this point. And then, of course, you know, he tells his friend that he has no interest in people that serve no purpose. And he actually even implores his friend to stop doing this, right? That he should stop pitying enemies that serve no purpose. But like I mentioned earlier, yeah, he did let him go, didn't he? He did give him a chance at his final goodbye, right? Essentially a dignified ending in his mind. But he's robbed of it because you see, not only does Hisoka not engage and makes him look really silly out there, I mean, he is so elegant. He's just floating out there, isn't he? I mean, as a Hisoka enjoyer, this is quite the episode, isn't it? And I'm sure many of you enjoyed it as well, the focus on him. There's a lot of really fantastic shots of Hisoka in this episode. And, speaking of shots, I've got to say it's been one of the standouts, for me at least, in terms of the art direction, the color design, and even the animation. I love the fluid animation, the dynamic camera movements in this one, right? Especially given the location, the forest, and just the nature of the hunt and being hunted, right? It uses a lot of those angles, the stalker angle, essentially, right? It almost kind of makes us, the audience, feel the tension, right? That at all times, everyone's being watched, right? That there could be someone around the corner. There could be someone behind that tree. And that is the case for many of these situations, isn't it? You see that Killua is out there for a stroll, right? No care. He's just strolling in the middle of the forest, not taking any care, essentially, because he doesn't need to, right? He knows he'll be fine. And he knows that someone is tailing him. And yeah, there you see the color design really shines, right? You'll have the reddish magenta tones, aesthetic for dusk. So beautiful. It really is so aesthetically pleasing. And then, of course, you've got the night sequences drenched in beautiful purple. Some really great choices in this one. And then, of course, in addition to that, there's really fantastic frames in this one. Really standout moments. A lot of them include Hisoka, right? A lot of them have Gon present. I mean, right at the end there, Gon looking at Hisoka being framed in front of the moon. That's a beautiful shot, potentially thumbnail material. And then, of course, that shot of Hisoka doing the circle thing, the finger circle thing as he dials in on Kurapika and Leorio in the distance. Great shot. And then you get these moments, right? And again, in this episode specifically, it's kind of focused on Hisoka. You get these really detailed moments that do stand out from the rest of the episode, right? Really detailed and really quite, again, aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, it's really quite the scenario, isn't it? Bringing a lot of these top dogs together, right? Some of these main characters together once again. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, because now Gon has also noticed that he is targeting Leorio and Kurapika, right? But see, the thing is, it doesn't have to break out in a fight. Maybe there could be another route. Maybe they could talk it out. Maybe they can figure out the point situation and the ID badges situation, right? Maybe you could do a bit of a trade session even. Let's see. Maybe they might engage, but I think hopefully someone is going to step in and kind of, propose the idea of maybe talking it out. Let's see if you can come to an agreement of some sort, right? But it appears that his partner, his associate, is kind of removed from the situation. Though, of course, you never know. Maybe he could pop out of there at any given moment. But yeah, let's shift the focus to his associate. I essentially get a proper introduction scene to him. And I've got to say, it's really quite a fantastic introduction scene. I see that he's a shapeshifter. And, these pins, I was calling him Pinhead up until this point. These pins are playing some sort of part in kind of giving him this shape-shifting ability, right? Now, of course, the question immediately that comes to mind is this unique just to him? Is this a tricky technique that he has mastered? Is it a technique that others can master as well if they do want to, if they do kind of seek it out? And his appearance does begin to change after he removes all those pins. So they are playing a part. They are doing something, right? And of course, he's also using these pins as a sniper, essentially, right? He took out the actual sniper as well, who I thought was a female contestant or applicant, but no, that also ended up being a dude, right? So, it would have been fine if that was a female character, because I am noticing a lack of female characters in this. I've seen a handful, not even a handful really. I've seen a few, but there's the other one, right? The one Leorio has, or the one Leorio drew as his target. Let's see, if she's going to come into play in the next episode or two. Now, the thing is, Tompa might have just made all of that up about her, right? So, you have to be careful about that. I think I actually did get bamboozled by Tompa. I actually did think he had something bad because his acting is just spot on. And then, of course, the effects are making it really clear that he is feeling this. Unless, of course, he is feeling it. Unless, of course, he purposely did take something that is laced, or, he knew these nuts are going to, mess his stomach up. So he took those so he could really sell it, right? If that's the case, you've got to give it to Tampa, right? Really committing to the bit. So yeah, he certainly got me. I thought he's acting, but he might have actually been committing to the bit by taking those nuts that essentially had his stomach in knots. But let me go back to Hisoka's friend, who, yeah, I essentially see his true face, his true identity, right? Now, again, another question that I have is, how come he feels the need to hide his true face, his true self, his true identity, right? So that should be interesting. I'm sure there is a reason for it, and I'll find out soon enough. And he's just so bizarre. And I mean the good kind of bizarre as well. This dude just begins to dig a hole in the ground, and he's going to rest for the rest of the exam, essentially. And I believe that's 4 days. Again, remains to be seen if he is going to be out of the picture, or if he is going to jump out. And of course, I had a quick look at the Phantom Troop silhouette shot from episode 9. Yeah, I'm not seeing his silhouette. Maybe there was one guy on the extreme left. Maybe it could have been him, before he maybe had long hair, but no. But yeah, realistically, I can't see anyone that really resembles him. So, that dynamic, that partnership, that friendship, I suppose, the backstory on that should be quite interesting. I'm speaking of Hisoka and his friend here. How come they entered this together? But again, that being said, there's also that possibility, right, of Hisoka being from the Phantom Troop, right? Because it's clearly his silhouette in that shot. So yeah, who is this? Who's this other guy? Clearly is quite formidable himself, isn't he? And it makes sense that he's the one who walked out second from the Trick Tower exam. And of course, this is clearly someone that is up to Hisoka's standards, his high standards. And yeah, they've made it clear that Hisoka really only acknowledges people who meet his standards. Right? He only entertains them. But yeah, a good chunk of this episode focuses on Gon once again, right? In his search for his target, Hisoka, be it him using those butterflies that are attracted to the scent of blood, right? And he uses them quite effectively to essentially reach Hisoka. Though, along the way, he does have a few run-ins, right? He came across that guy who got hit by that arrow in the last episode, right? You see that Gon patches him up. And puts him against the tree, out of the main path. So that was really kind of him, right? He didn't have to do it, but he did it nonetheless. But once he does reach Hisoka, my goodness, this scene, it's one of the standout moments. You see that he tenses up. You see that his heart starts beating faster. That excitement just takes over once again, right? The fear and excitement, the mix of that. And at one point, even his vision is kind of blurry, isn't it? Yeah, it's really quite an interesting moment. The thrill of the hunt, seeing Hisoka specifically once again because of their initial run-in, all of that really does something to Gon, doesn't it? So to be in a position to feel that again, or to have that feeling again, yeah, you see it's quite the rush for Gon. But I love how he calms himself down. He is able to calm himself down, and you see the depiction of that in the close-up of his eyes, right? There's that shift in his eyes as he does gain control, and the look in his eyes is really quite similar to Hisoka's friend's eyes as he does open them up, really quite calm, just nothing there. I felt that there was a similarity there in Gon's eyes. And the thing is, there's actually a possibility that Hisoka and his friend didn't actually notice Gon. I mean, I just assumed the whole time, of course they know he's there. Of course Hisoka senses him, right? That's Hisoka's thing. I mean, actually, surely he knew Gon's there the whole time, right? And maybe he is trying to test Gon, or he is trying to see how Gon is going to react to things, right? He wants to see Gon do his thing. He's impressed by him, right? So I don't know. Unless, of course, he truly did not pick up on Gon. I mean, Gon did see that incident take place in the last episode, right? And he learned that, the one that's hunting is effectively able to mask his presence. So maybe Gon is able to tap into something similar, but I don't know. I find it hard to believe that Hisoka didn't pick up on Gon's presence, right? And then, of course, in addition to Hisoka, you've got his friend. who seems to be really just as impressive, right? Or really close, at least. But there is something at play here from the last episode, as Gon was not able to pick up on this guy's presence at all, and he was like right there, right beside him, essentially. And I'm speaking of, again, the mustache guy who wanted to fight Hisoka. And, you know, this is something the guy, the Afro dude from the last episode mentioned. You know, he was impressed, but he also noted that, you know, his immense level of concentration might also be his downfall, right? It could land him into a tricky situation, right? And you see here, yeah, you know, he's so concentrated on Hisoka that he did not pick up on this other guy. But, you know, also speaking of that guy, I guess he didn't really do anything. He just kind of watched Gon and he moved on, right? Unless, of course, he took something, you know, maybe Gon might realize a little bit later, oh, something's missing here. But yeah, I think to finish it off, let's kind of look at the points. So I believe Kurapika has 6 at this point, right? And now he's just kind of accompanying Leorio and helping him out. Though, you know, you see a little bit of the arrogance, or the arrogant side of Kurapika at play. You know, Leorio kind of noted it. Because Kurapika essentially used the situation. He used the situation of Tonpa approaching Leorio, and again, he took it in from a distance. I mean, essentially, the thing that Gon learned in the last episode is at play here, right? Kurapika is doing the same thing. He's just, you know, he's hanging back. He's letting Tonpa go after Leorio, and then he's going to hit Tonpa. And the thing is, Kurapika was really quite frank about it. He tells Leorio that he had to make a judgment call on him and his performance, right? And that essentially decided that, you know, he is going to team up. So it's an interesting bit of insight on Kurapika as well, isn't it? But yeah, I think that should do it for this one, folks. If you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like, consider dropping some comments, give me your thoughts. If you are interested in early access, or perhaps even full opacity or timer-based full length, consider checking out the Patreon page and potentially supporting the channel. If you are interested, the links are in the description and the pinned comment. Also links to social media, things like Twitter and Instagram, if that's your thing. Right then, thank you so much for joining me, folks, and thank you for your time, because time is precious. It really is. And I do hope to see you again soon for episode 16. Until then, take it easy.